Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome you back in the topic metals and non-metals. It's a topic from the chemistry. Quickly, let us complete this topic as it is very simple and direct. We have got so many things cancelled from this particular topic, so the topic becomes very small. So let's understand the first part of it, the physical properties of metal and non-metal. And of course, the another thing is chemical properties, and that's it. The topic finishes. Let's start working. Physical properties, and you all know about it. You can just read and get it done, but I'll just explain you. Malleability is the basic property of metal, and ductility. Malleability, in sense, if you beat the metal, it will convert into sheets like structure, paper like structure, sheet like structure. Ductility is you can draw into the wire. It conduct heat, it conduct electricity. Copper, gold, silver are very good conductor of electricity. Of course, I can say among the metal, lead and mercury are the poor conductors of heat and heat. um, Silver is the best conductor of electricity, of course, and copper and aluminum are better conductor of good conductor of electricity. That's the reason we use copper and aluminum. Silver we don't use as it is a costly metal, right? Next one. We move ahead. Metals are lustrous when they are polished. Okay, and metals are generally hard. Uh, there are exceptional cases that one should understand in this particular part. Except sodium and potassium. Sodium and potassium are not that hard. You can cut the sodium and potassium by knife. That soft they are. Okay, so except for sodium and potassium, of course, metals are generally hard. They have got high tensile strength. The meaning of high tensile strength is what? You know, they can hold, they have a holding capacity. Okay, that's the reason we use metal rods in the building blocks. So because they have got good tensile strength, they can hold. Okay, they can maintain, they can regain its original shape after bending it, after bending that particular metal. So that's the tensile strength, I can say. So they have better tensile strength. They are of course solid at the room temperature, and I know that the exceptional case is a mercury, right? The metals have high melting point. You know that very well. They melt at a very high point. Like iron, if I think it melt at 1390 degrees Celsius. That is 1390 degrees Celsius. So it is quite high, I can say, right? Metals have high density except for sodium and potassium, as it is. They are sonorous. Sonorous in sense, if you beat, it gives a kind of a belling sound, ringing sound. Okay, that's why we call it as a sonorous in nature. Okay, so these are the few cases that what we have seen as a property, as well as its exceptional cases. One should clearly remember, let me tell you, one should clearly remember the exceptional cases. Especially you can take or you can remember mercury, which is a liquid in state. Sodium and potassium are soft, and they have low density. These are the exceptional cases one should easily remember, because those kind of questions will be asked in the paper. Gallium is one of the metal which is again a very soft in nature. It's not hard, gallium, and it's like a butter. Let me tell you, gallium is like a butter. If you hold it on your palm, it actually melts. Okay, so that kind of the gallium is, so one can easily remember, rather these kind of, you can expect these kind of questions in the paper. Remember it, gallium. Okay, remember the word gallium, sodium, potassium. Okay, is already there in all the three metal name. So gallium, sodium, potassium, remember gallium is having speciality, it melts you with your heat itself, with your body heat itself. Okay, sodium is very soft, you can cut by his knife, cut it by the knife. And even potassium, you can cut it like a fruit. Okay, so it's that soft. So you understood it, hope so. Non-metals. So what are the metals? Let's take the examples of metal. I'm purposely not taking the name of the examples of name of the metals, because there are few very common metals one should remember: sodium, potassium, iron, copper, mercury, or maybe calcium. Calcium is again a metal. Magnesium is a metal. So one should remember that these all are nothing but metals, and you are going to use it in the complete topic. So that's why I'm not reminding you. Non-metals. Let's talk about non-metals. What are the properties of non-metal? Of course, whatever is there in the metal, same you will not find in the non-metal. So non-malleable, non-ductile, brittle. Brittle in sense like a brick. If you hit hard, it might break. Okay, so it's brittle in nature. It's a bad conductor of heat and electricity. Of course, it has got exceptional cases like a diamond. Diamond is a good conductor of heat, and graphite is a good conductor of electricity. The rod which are used during the electrolysis are the graphite rods, and those are made up of carbon, and it is a non-metal, and still it conducts electricity. So exceptional cases one should remember. Of course, it is non-lustrous. It is soft in nature. One can say brittle or soft, brittle oblique soft, you can say. It's it has got low tensile strength, rather very low tensile strength. It cannot hold anything. Non-metals can be of all the three states, like solid, liquid, and gases. Okay, solid non-metals like carbon, sulfur, liquid non-metals like bromine, iodine, right, and gaseous non-metal like chlorine, argon, krypton, xenon, hydrogen, oxygen. These are the gaseous non-metal, right? Low melting point. All the non-metals have got a very low melting point as well as low boiling point. You can understand that. Low density, of course, and it is non-sonorous, non-lustrous, non-sonorous. So whatever is not there in the metal, all that you will find in the whatever is there in the metal, sorry, all that you will not find in the non-metal. Okay, except for the cases of diamond and graphite, you must remember that. Okay, you have again all these diamond and graphite in the next topic of carbon and compound. So that time we are understanding about diamond and graphite in a very deep. So now you can just remember about diamond and graphite, that it is a good conductor of heat as a diamond and good conductor of electricity as a graphite. That's it. We have I have what I have done exceptional cases in terms of the physical property I have already collected separately, so you can remember it. Only gallium word is not there here, so you can add the gallium here, which melt just by using your body heat. Okay, the melting point is low melting point is another one should know. So gallium is that word, so that you add in it, and your exceptional cases will be completely done. Again I repeat, carbon has got a carbon as a graphite can conduct electricity. Carbon as a diamond, which is hard, and of course it is non-metal and it conducts heat. Iodine is lustrous being non-metal. Iodine is one of the non-metal which is lustrous in nature. Alkali metal like lithium, sodium, potassium are soft and has low density. Alkali metal, we call it as alkali metal. Why we call it as alkali metal, you will come to know in short time when we learn the chemical properties. Alkali metals, all these are alkali. Lithium, sodium, potassium are alkali metals. They are soft and has got low density. Mercury being liquid is a metal. Diamond has got a high melting point and boiling point being a non-metal. Of course, alkali metals the same. Lithium, sodium, potassium have low melting point and low boiling point. So these are the few exceptional cases in the physical properties. Of course, metal and non-metal together. So remember this, easy, interesting, and direct. Okay. Let's go for the next one. Okay, just add gallium in it. Don't forget to add gallium in it. Okay, 2-3 times I'm telling you because the question was asked a few years before based on the gallium, that write a metal which can melt on your palm. Okay, so that's a gallium. Okay, then let's move ahead with the chemical properties. The chemical properties are very less, very simple and easy to understand. Okay, all the metals have show similar chemical properties, but still the metal have got its own reactivity series. So first of all, we understand the reactivity series, then you understand all these chemical reaction easily. Okay, the first thing that one should understand is nothing but reactivity series. In the reactivity series, if you think about this, your first few elements like sodium till maybe magnesium, these are very reactive metals. Then the reactivity start decreasing. Okay, till maybe copper, we can say. Hydrogen is purposely written there because as it is, hydrogen is not a metal, still is written because it has got a positive charge on it. That's why it is written. But okay, we'll just cancel from the hydrogen. Even if we cancel from the hydrogen, isn't it? It's very clear. Okay, till there that aluminium, zinc, iron, and lead have got a low reactivity, and after that copper, mercury, Hg, Au, silver, and gold, all that have got very low reactivity, very less reactive they are. Okay, that's the reason gold ornaments you will normally not find, though you don't find it as losing its shine. Okay, so this is how the reactivity series is. and you have to clearly remember this reactivity series. Okay, so most reactive का मतलब क्या होता है? What do you mean by most reactive? They are very reactive. That means they are readily react with the substances. Okay, readily react with the substance. If you take a simple example, एकदम simple example I'll take, and this can be the example for you also can give in the examination. देखो, imagine करो, if I take a water and if I ask a metal to react with the water, that means sodium, potassium, or maybe sometime calcium, these three react with the water vigorously, readily. That means they quickly react. That is, as soon as you put it into the water, it starts reacting, rather it bursts out in the water. Okay, it gives out a fire in the water. Okay, you get a kind of a cracking sound if you put all these metals into the water, right? Magnesium, maybe aluminum, these do not react with the cold water. They need somewhat warm water to react with it. Zinc also, they don't react with the cold water. They require warm water. Iron, maybe lead, these don't even react with the hot water. They react with the steam directly. Okay, so they need more energy to react, right? So what happens here is they react with steam. Copper, Hg, Au, Ag, Au, these are, they do not at all react with the water. Whether it is steam, whether it is hot, whether it is cold, whatever it is, they don't even react with the water. So this is the thing. This is the thing what I want to tell you is meaning of the reactivity series. So when things you understand, when things like this you understand, you don't even need to remember all that. You have to just remember the reactivity series and you will come to know that who is more reactive and who is less reactive and who is non-reactive. And accordingly you can easily answer. But yes, it is that way difficult to remember the reactivity series. So that's the reason I have corrected a simple sentence which can easily remembered, and you can follow the reactivity series. What the statement is काशीनाथ का माली आलू ज़रा फीके पकाता है, कौन है आगे आओ. ओके, काशीनाथ का माली आलू ज़रा फीके पकाता है, कौन है आगे आओ. काशीनाथ के, नाथ एन सोडियम, काशीनाथ का is calcium, M is magnesium, A is aluminium, Z is zinc, F is Fe iron, P is Pb that is lead, H is hydrogen. कौन है पकाता है, कौन है, कौन Cu, H again Hg. अभी that can be the confusion. पहला हाइड्रोजन आता है फिर Hg आता है, keep in mind. आगे आओ Ag, आगे Ag, आओ Au. And you can easily remember the complete reactivity series which is seen here. Okay, I repeat again. काशीनाथ का माली आलू ज़रा फीके पकाता है, कौन है आगे आओ. Each and every word is important. Each and every word का जो first word letter है बहुत ज़्यादा important है. You can practice remembering it. Okay, practice remembering it. कुछ नहीं, एक बार सिर्फ hide the table, the metal table, and just remember काशीनाथ का माली आलू ज़रा फीके पकाता है, कौन है आगे आओ. If you remember that, you will easily able to write all the metals and then verify it with the table. Okay, so that's it. Once you remember this, once you understand this, things will be very, very easy for you. Okay, it won't be difficult. So every time what you can do is, now before we start something else, we start some reactions, so what you can do is you can note down somewhere these reactivity series, so that after this, whenever we start the understanding reaction, that time it won't become difficult for you. Okay, so note down these reactions somewhere, note down these elements or the metal somewhere. काशीनाथ का माली आलू ज़रा फीके पकाता है, कौन है आगे आओ. चलो स्टार्ट करते हैं chemical properties now. The first thing, as you all know, chemical properties, that means देखो, we have to know about oxygen. तो metal react with the oxygen. Always remember, positive charge ions will react with negative charge. So oxygen is negative charge, metal is positive, so it has to react. Reaction with oxygen matlab it is burning in the air. Okay, so that's what we know, that burning in the air. Some metals react, that's what I said, sodium, potassium, it's at the topmost in the reactivity series, right? So sodium and potassium react at a room temperature itself. Aluminium, magnesium you must have seen after hitting the metal in the oxygen, it start burning. Okay, so that is how it react with the oxygen after heating. Okay, on heating. Okay, zinc, Fe and copper, These are the few which react with the oxygen but on this very strong heating. So you can understand this also follow the reactivity series, right? So this is easy to remember then, isn't it? So sodium and potassium react with at a room temperature, magnesium and aluminum react after heating, and the remaining ones, zinc, iron or Cu, that is copper, react with oxygen after strong heating. Other metals do not react with the oxygen in this manner. ठीक है? So let's see the reaction of all these. Sodium, I'm not going to balance it, you have to balance it. I'll be just showing you the reaction. Sodium Na plus O2 gives you, देखो Na का जो पॉजिटिव चार्ज है वो है 1 एंड ऑक्सीजन का -2, तो इट इज़ गोइंग टू गिव यू Na2O. Similarly, potassium K plus O2 gives you K2O. You know that how to form the compounds now. ठीक है? Then we balance the reaction. Don't tell me कि I cannot balance it. So we have aluminium plus oxygen. It gives you Al2O3. तो ये कैसा है? एल्यूमिनियम का 3 है, ऑक्सीजन का 2 है. ओके, तो दिस क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई Al2O3. मैग्नीशियम Mg plus O2, it's very interesting, MgO. Okay, directly. Zinc, copper, iron is simple. ZnO, zinc plus O2 gives you ZnO. Fe plus O2 gives you FeO. And copper, Cu plus O2 gives you CuO. Okay, all these after heating. No, the first two are not after heating. First two, that is your sodium and potassium, is not after heating, but ये after heating. Okay, and after strong heating. Strong heating के लिए भी वही symbol, there is no different symbol for that. After strong heating, the symbol of triangle on this particular arrow is nothing but for the heating. Okay, after heating you can say. So that's it. It's very simple. You can balance the reaction easily. It's not a big deal to balance the reaction. तो ऑक्सीजन के साथ रिएक्ट होता है, तो ये तो सिंपल सी बात है. रिएक्टिविटी सीरीज आप अगर आपको समझ में आ गई हो तो इसका मतलब ये तो सिंपल सी बात हो गई, एकदम सिंपल है, ईजी है, कुछ ज़्यादा डिफिकल्ट नहीं. यू कैन ईजिली राइट. ओके, नाउ नेक्स्ट वन इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग एंड इंपॉर्टेंट. देखो, मोस्ट मेटल ऑक्साइड जो होते हैं वो इनसोल्युबल इन वाटर होते हैं. एवरी मेटल ऑक्साइड इज नॉट सोल्युबल इन वाटर, ऑलमोस्ट ऑल, एक्सेप्ट फॉर द फ्यू. These few जो soluble in water होते हैं, they dissolve in the water. ओके, तो ये कैसे डिजोल्व होते हैं वाटर में, देखते हैं. ओके, ये बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग बात है कि Na2O, लाइक Na2O डिजोल्व इन वाटर, H2O गिव्स यू NaOH. एक बेस बना देता है, वो बेस बना देता है. ओके, NaOH it gives. So what happens is your metal oxide react with water to give a base which is soluble in water, though we call it as alkali. Okay, soluble in water, base which is soluble in water, we call it alkali. That's why these metals Na and K, these two are called as alkali metals. What we call it as alkali metals. Okay, as I have already said कि alkali metal जो होते हैं वो क्या होते हैं, थोड़े से soft in structure होते हैं, and then we can cut it through the knife. So these are the alkali metals, basically sodium and potassium. So I hope you understood that कि Na2O, that is some oxides are dissolved in the water to give you base. तो देखते हैं K2O also gives you the similar reaction. K2O plus H2O gives you KOH. Okay, I balance it. I normally ask students to write the reaction. MgO plus H2O gives you MgOH twice. ऐसे क्यों MgOH twice क्यों? देखो, Mg का जो ये है आयोनिक चार्ज है Mg का, दैट इज +2 एंड OH का -1, तो क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई होता है 1 and 2, तो MgOH ट्वाइस. CaO plus H2O gives you, अभी कैल्शियम इज अगेन द सेम थिंग, CaOH twice. This is also called as a lime water or maybe slaked lime, CaOH twice. You remember that? Okay, so that's it. Simple thing, very simple thing. But other than these which are here, no other metal oxide react with the water. Keep in mind. तो ये reaction बहुत important है, मैंने purposely reaction लिख के दिया है. You have to write it. okay, because this can appear. So sodium, potassium, Mg and Ca. Of course this follows the reactivity series again. The first few of the reactivity series will react with the water. तो it's the same thing. देखो काशीनाथ का माली, काशीनाथ का माली हो गया, काशीनाथ का माली, काशीनाथ के नाथ Na, का Ca and माली Mn. तो all these sodium, potassium, magnesium and calcium are having the at the higher position of this reactivity series, and only those react with the water, only those oxides react with the water to form a alkali. Alkali मतलब the base dissolved in the water. That's it. देखो सिंपल सी बात है. When you know the reactivity series, things becomes very very simple. आगे बढ़ते हैं, फटाफट से आगे बढ़ते हैं. Let's not waste time. कुछ amphoteric oxides होते हैं. देखो metal oxides, as we have seen in your previous topic, metal oxides are एसिडिक होते हैं या बेसिक होते हैं. इट्स बेसिक इन नेचर. ठीक है, ऑल मेटल ऑक्साइड्स आर बेसिक इन नेचर. वी मस्ट नो दैट ऑल मेटल ऑक्साइड्स आर बेसिक इन नेचर. व्हाई आर दे बेसिक इन नेचर? बिकॉज दे रिएक्ट विथ एसिड. metal oxides react with acid to form salt and water. That's why we called as they are basic in nature. But there are few instances, only two metal oxides. Those are aluminum oxide and zinc oxide. These two are react with both. That's why we called as amphoteric oxides. Multiple nature, split personality, amphoteric. Okay, remember that. So amphoteric oxides are what? Aluminum oxide and zinc oxide are amphoteric in nature because they react with base as regular. They react with acid, they react with acid because they are basic in nature, as well as base, okay, to form salt and water. That's why we call these oxides shows both the nature, acidic nature as well as basic nature. So थोड़ा सा weird nature है. That's why we call as they are amphoteric oxides. उनके reactions are given here. Okay, remember बहुत important reaction है, especially ये वाला reaction, because very weird reaction है. Name भी बहुत weird है. You have to remember it. Okay, पहले देखते हैं एल्यूमिनियम प्लस एसिड, एल्यूमिनियम ऑक्साइड प्लस एसिड. ऑफ कोर्स ऑल द मेटल्स आर, मेटल ऑक्साइड्स आर क्या होते हैं? बेसिक होते हैं, एसिडिक होते हैं. बेसिक इन नेचर. ओके, मेटल ऑक्साइड्स एंड नॉन मेटल ऑक्साइड्स आर एसिडिक इन नेचर. लास्ट टॉपिक में था ये. सो वी हैव दैट टू रिएक्ट विद बेसिक है तो एसिड के साथ रिएक्ट होंगे. एल्यूमिनियम का सॉल्ट मिल जाएगा एंड वाटर. Okay, this is a common nature. And same thing, water is liberated in all the three cases, but salt कुछ अलग फॉर्म होता है. Okay, salt, यहाँ पे salt कुछ अलग फॉर्म होता है. Zn का zinc, ZnCl2 plus H2O. Okay, remember that zinc का जो ionic फॉर्म है वो है 2 zinc का, and chlorine का 1, तो ZnCl2 तो बनता है. एल्यूमिनियम का Lcl3, पता है एल्यूमिनियम का 3 है तो 3 लग जाएगा क्लोरीन को. तो सिंपल सी बात है, ये याद रखना पड़ेगा. ये कंपाउंड आपको, इसका नाम है सोडियम एल्यूमिनेट. सोडियम एल्यूमिनेट. वैसे इसका नाम है सोडियम जिंकेट. सोडियम जिंकेट. इट इज सोडियम जिंकेट इसका नाम है. तो इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल रिएक्शन. यू हैव टू रिमेंबर. तो नोट डाउन समवेयर, रिमेंबर इट 2-3 टाइम्स, राइट इट सो दैट यू विल रिमेंबर इट. ठीक है, आगे बढ़ते हैं, फटाफट से आगे बढ़ते हैं. तो आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड दैट कि मेटल ऑक्साइड्स जो होते हैं वो क्या होते हैं? बेसिक इन नेचर होते हैं. बट 2 मेटल ऑक्साइड्स आर शोइंग बोथ नेचर, बेसिक एज वेल एज एसिडिक, तो उनको बोलते हैं एम्फोटेरिक ऑक्साइड्स. चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. ये हो गया आपका एक रिएक्शन जिसमें हमने मेटल के रिएक्शन देखे, किसके साथ? वाटर के साथ रिएक्शन देखा. ओके, तो कुछ वाटर के साथ रिएक्शन हमने ये भी देखा कि ऑक्साइड डिजोल्व होते हैं वाटर में टू गिव यू अल्कली. वो 4 जो है वो लिखें. एज वेल एज कुछ ऑक्साइड्स होते हैं दोनों नेचर के, एसिडिक एज वेल एज बेसिक, तो वो भी हमने देख लिया. अभी मेटल विद द वाटर, सेम थिंग एज वी ऑल नो दैट metal, some metal react with the cold water, some metal react with the warm water, some metal react with the hot water, some metal react with the steam. That's what we have seen, right? But all the metals react with the water gives you the simple component, that is metal hydroxide or metal oxide. देखो, metal hydroxide or metal oxide, and hydrogen is a common in all the reaction. Hydrogen, liberation of hydrogen is common in all the reaction. Okay, those metal which react with the water gives you hydroxide, and those metal react with the steam gives you oxide. Remember that. Okay, so as we all know, अपना रिएक्टिविटी सीरीज को अगर हमने सामने रखा तो फर्स्ट 3 रिएक्ट विद द कोल्ड वाटर, ओके, आफ्टर दैट लाइक मैग्नीशियम रिएक्ट विद हॉट वाटर, and aluminium, zinc, iron, they do not react with the water like hot or cold, they react with the steam. And most of the metal, remaining metal जो होते हैं वो metal के साथ या फिर steam के साथ कोई भी हो, they don't react. Okay, so you have to remember the series wise, you have to understand it and it's easy now to remember. the काशीनाथ का जो होता है वो होता है कोल्ड वाटर से रिएक्ट, माली जो है वो रिएक्ट करेगा हॉट वाटर से, एंड एल्यूमिनियम, जिंक एंड Fe, आलू ज़रा फीके पकाता नहीं, आलू ज़रा फीके will react with the steam and it won't react with the water, and remaining do not react at all. ठीक है, जो स्टीम के साथ रिएक्ट करते हैं वो मेटल ऑक्साइड देते हैं, मेटल ऑक्साइड, ओके, एंड जो वाटर के साथ रिएक्ट होता है वो मेटल हाइड्रोक्साइड देते हैं. सो दैट यू हैव टू कीप इन माइंड एंड यू हैव टू राइट द रिएक्शन. कैन यू राइट द रिएक्शन? देखो मैं सिंपल सा रिएक्शन आपको दिखा देता हूँ, कुछ नहीं करना है, बस सिंपल सी बात है. देखो इमेजिन करो मैंने लिया के प्लस H2O, आपको इससे कोल्ड वाटर, ओके, गिव्स यू KOH प्लस H2 लिबरेशन मस्ट है, इट इज़ मस्ट. तो हो गया, बस रिएक्शन को बैलेंस करना है. Na प्लस H2O, अभी यू नो हाउ टू बैलेंस रिएक्शन, तो NaOH प्लस ऑफकोर्स H2 हो गया, दैट्स इट. Ca प्लस H2O, CaOH ट्वाइस, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, गिव यू H2. ठीक है, सिंपल सी रिएक्शन है और कुछ नहीं. Mg, मैग्नीशियम ऑफकोर्स रिएक्ट विद हॉट वाटर, Mg ऑल्सो रिएक्ट विद हॉट वाटर, तो ये MgOH ट्वाइस प्लस H2. Mg also react with the steam, remember. So Mg when it react with the steam, Mg with H2O gas, it gives you MgO plus H2. देख लो, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. स्टीम के साथ अगर है तो इट गिव्स यू MgO, एंड H2O के साथ हॉट वाटर के साथ है तो इट गिव्स यू MgOH ट्वाइस. सो इंटरेस्टिंग है ना. सिमिलरली एल्यूमिनियम, जिंक, ये गैस के साथ रिएक्ट होते हैं, स्टीम के साथ रिएक्ट होता है, ओके. तो स्टीम के साथ रिएक्ट होते हैं, ये तो Al2O3 देगा प्लस H2. आयन का बहुत अच्छा रिएक्शन होता है इसके साथ, Fe प्लस H2O गैसेस फॉर्म, तो Fe2O3 होता है. देखो वी नो दैट के आयन जो है व्हेन इट इज हीटेड इन द ऑक्सीजन इट गिव्स यू FeO, वो FeO देता है, okay, when it react with the oxygen, directly oxygen. But when it is reacting with the gases it also gives you oxide, but ये अलग oxide है, it is Fe2O3 plus H2 of course still. ये important है, बहुत important reaction है, okay. So normally people get confused कि ऑक्साइड तो बन रहा है पता है, लेकिन कौन सा ऑक्साइड, FeO या Fe2O3. तो यहाँ पे स्टीम के साथ जब रिएक्ट होता है तो Fe2O3 होता है, डायरेक्टली ऑक्सीजन के साथ रिएक्ट होता है तो FeO होता है. तो ये याद रखना पड़ता है, राइट. आई होप यू कैन रिमेंबर इट नाउ. एंड बाकी ऑफ कोर्स डू नॉट रिएक्ट, बैलेंस तो आपको करना आना चाहिए, दैट्स इट. आगे बढ़ते हैं, लेट्स मूव अहेड. ओके, अबाउट दिस एल्यूमिनियम वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग इट लेटर ऑन. ये डू यू नो कॉन्सेप्ट है, ये आपके टेक्स्ट बुक में भी है, बहुत बार डू यू नो के हिसाब से क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं, बट दैट विल बी डिस्कसिंग. लेकिन हाँ, ये एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट है जिससे वी अलाउ द मेटल रिएक्ट विद द स्टीम. तो इसको कैसे सेटअप किया गया है सो दैट वी अंडरस्टैंड इट इज़ रिएक्टिंग विद द स्टीम, दैट्स हाउ वी कैन सी नाउ. सी ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. इट्स अ ग्लास वूल, यहाँ पे जो मैं ब्लू कलर अभी मार्क कर रहा हूँ ग्लास वूल है. ग्लास वूल इज़ लाइक अ स्पंज and there is a water in it, okay. So it has got a holding capacity of the water, so water has been here. This is the metal sample. Normally it is kept as a wire so that steam properly move through it, okay. So now this particular glass wool has been heated, यहाँ से हीट कहते हैं बर्नर से, is been heated so that the steam will form and it passes through this particular metal wire, ठीक है, thin metal wire. So we know that it will react, and of course the complete steam won't react, steam also will pass through it, and as well as the reacted material, that means the hydrogen will pass through it. So what happens is it is passes through the water so that the steam converts into water and only hydrogen is reaches up and you can collect it here. Okay, now this collected hydrogen is later on tested with the candle, so it gives you a pop sound. That's it. So it will be very clear that the metal is reacting with the steam. That's it. It's so simple setup of saying or considering that whether it is reacting with the steam or no. Very simple. Okay, glass wool, remember, because it's something new for you इन दिस पर्टिकुलर एक्सपेरिमेंट. ठीक है, तो ईजी है, कुछ ज़्यादा डिफिकल्ट नहीं है. आगे बढ़ते हैं. दैट्स इट. वेरी फ्यू थिंग्स आर लेफ्ट नाउ. कम ऑन. मेटल विद डाइल्यूट एसिड. देखो हमने दो रिएक्शन देखे, एक तो वाटर का देखा, दूसरा ऑक्सीजन का देखा. ऑक्सीजन ईजी था, वाटर भी बहुत ईजी था, डायरेक्ट था. जैसे हमने यू नो दैट कि वो जो सीक्वेंस था काशीनाथ का माली आलू ज़रा फेंक के पकाता है कौन आ गया, वो सीक्वेंस के हिसाब से हम लोग स्टडी कर रहे हैं. दैट्स इट, और कुछ नहीं. तो देखते हैं अभी मेटल डाइल्यूट एसिड के साथ कैसे रिएक्ट होता है. ऑल मेटल गिव मेटल सॉल्ट एंड हाइड्रोजन विद अ डाइल्यूट एसिड, सेम लाइक वाटर. हाउ इट रिएक्ट विद द वाटर के कुछ तो एक ऑक्साइड देता है एंड हाइड्रोजन देता है. सेम लाइक एसिड भी वैसे ही होता है, एक सॉल्ट देता है एंड हाइड्रोजन देता है. ओके, सो सॉल्ट का मतलब क्या होता है. तो अभी जस्ट इमेजिन अगर मैंने इन सारे मेटल्स को, जैसे मैंने क्वेश्चन दिया है, ओके, Na. ठीक है, मैं यहाँ पे रिएक्शन लिखना शुरू कर देता हूँ. ये रिएक्शन बहुत ज़्यादा बार पूछते हैं, जैसे कि Na प्लस HCl. तो ये क्या देगा, सोडियम सॉल्ट, दैट मीन्स NaCl प्लस H2 हाइड्रोजन. दैट्स इट, और कुछ है नहीं इसमें. बस यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि ये सॉल्ट कैसे बनता है. जैसे कि अभी Mg है, Mg प्लस HCl, तो क्या होगा, MgCl2 प्लस H2, क्योंकि Mg का जो चार्ज है वो प्लस है. Al एल्यूमिनियम प्लस HCl, तो क्या होगा, AlCl3 प्लस H2, क्योंकि 3 है चार्ज एल्यूमिनियम का. जिंक का 2 है, तो ZnCl2. आयरन का भी 2 है प्लस HCl, FeCl2, ऑफ कोर्स हाइड्रोजन. Cu का भी आई थिंक 2 है ये. CuCl2. कॉपर का CuCl भी हो सकता है, CuCl2 भी हो सकता है. CuCl कॉपर क्लोराइड, CuCl2 प्लस H2O नहीं. Similarly we have H2SO4 as well, like Na plus H2SO4. अभी SO4 का चार्ज क्या है, इट इज़ -2. SO4 का जो है -2 है. तो Na का क्या है, सोडियम का 1 है, तो क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई, तो ये हो जाएगा Na2SO4 प्लस H2. ओके, ये जो टेबल है ऑफ आयॉन्स यू विल फाइंड इट ऑन वेरी फर्स्ट, दैट इज़ हमने जो रिएक्शन का फर्स्ट टॉपिक लिया था ना, उसमें यू हैव दिस टेबल, सो यू कैन ईजिली गेट योर substances the compound form. तो Mg plus H2SO4 gives you MgSO4, मैग्नीशियम SO4 प्लस H2, क्योंकि दोनों के 2 है. अकॉर्डिंगली यू कैन फाइंड आउट एंड ऑफ कोर्स यू कैन बैलेंस इट एज वेल एट द सेम टाइम. हाँ, लेकिन बेसिक आइडिया यहाँ पे क्या है कि कोई भी मेटल एसिड के साथ रिएक्ट होता है, डाइल्यूट एसिड के साथ रिएक्ट होता है, एंड इट गिव्स यू द मेटल सॉल्ट एंड हाइड्रोजन. दैट्स इट. ओके, सो very simple reaction, metal with the acid. okay, जैसे कि अभी सोडियम react violently और Mg react rapidly, aluminum react less rapidly, and zinc react slowly, and Fe react very slowly with the dilute acid. This shows that all the metals do not show equal nature or equal way of reacting with different substances. That's what we have seen, and we got to know the reactivity series accordingly. ठीक है? So now let's continue the next part of this particular topic. Let's understand that. Before we go for the next topic, let's see the very interesting and important name, that is aqua regia. ये बहुत बार पूछते हैं as a example or as a question. Aqua regia. What is aqua regia? Even you have heard about this last year. Aqua regia क्या होता है? Aqua regia is a kind of a liquid which has got a which is a mixture of concentrated hydrochloric acid and concentrated nitric acid, which is taken in a fixed proportion, that is 3:1. That means hydrochloric acid 3%, 3 part, and nitric acid 1 part. And it has got such a capacity that it will dissolve the gold as well, the gold and platinum, like a metal, it can dissolve. Okay, so such a great acid this is, such a dangerous acid this is, that it can even dissolve a gold. So it's a very commonly asked question, that what is aqua regia, is one question. So you can say aqua regia is a mixture of two concentrated acid mixed together in the ratio 3:1, hydrochloric acid and nitric acid. Okay, and then one another question is asked, like write the solution, or write the liquid which can dissolve the gold. So there you have to write aqua regia. So both the ways you need to know the name. Okay, so that's it. अबाउट रिएक्टिविटी सीरीज ऑलरेडी वी हैव डिस्कस, ये याद रखो, काशीनाथ का माली आलू जरा फीके पकाता है कौन है आ गया हो, पर्पसली आई एम सेइंग इट 2-3 टाइम्स. Let's know, this is one of the commonly asked question, why some metals are more reactive than the other. Metals are called as a metal because they are ready to donate the electron. Basically all the metals have got a tendency to donate the electron, and that's the reason all the reactions that what we could see make the metal ion as positive, because it has got a tendency to lose the electron. Some metal have electron which can be easily reduced or easily removed from the orbit, and some metals don't, and accordingly some metals have got a better reactivity than the other one. Okay, the metals which can easily, let me tell you, the metals which can easily donate the electron are more reactive, and the metal which are not readily giving electron are called as are nothing but less reactive. Okay, so some metals are reactive than the other, but this tendency of one metal being more reactive than the other is actually disturbed in terms of the next part of the chemical property, that is displacement reaction. So in the displacement reaction, one metal displaces the other only if it is reactive, so isliye one should understand how this reaction happens. Let us see that. Okay, so for that I am very sure that we need the reactivity series. तो मैं यहाँ पे लिखता हूँ काशीनाथ का माली आलू ज़रा फीके पकाता है कौन है आगे आओ. तो ये रहा मेरा रिएक्टिविटी सीरीज. तो बेस्ड ऑन दिस रिएक्टिविटी सीरीज वी शुड अंडरस्टैंड द रिएक्शन आफ्टर दिस. तो देखते हैं क्या रिएक्शन है. जिंक विथ कॉपर सल्फेट. तो मैंने लिया कॉपर सल्फेट CuSO4 प्लस जिंक गिव्स आउट. ओके, तो जिंक इज मोर रिएक्टिव और कॉपर इज मोर रिएक्टिव. द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन यू शुड आस्क अबाउट व्हेन यू फाइंड टू मेटल्स हियर, दैट जिंक इज मोर रिएक्टिव और कॉपर इज मोर रिएक्टिव. देखते हैं. जिंक इज हियर and copper is here. So zinc is more reactive, which is at the top is more reactive. So if it is more reactive, then only it will replace the copper. So this gives out ZnSO4 plus Cu. That means copper is been removed from it. Copper will be removed from it and Zn replaces the copper. Simple सी बात है. Iron with the copper sulfate. तो चलो देखते हैं Fe CuSO4. तो पहले वो लिखते हैं CuSO4 प्लस Fe. तो इज आयन, yes, iron is at the top than the copper, so it will replace. So we get FeSO4 plus Cu. ठीक है. If I take reverse way, that means if I take FeSO4 plus Cu. Okay, so FeSO4 plus Cu is at the bottom here. तो Cu won't make any change in this particular substance. तो ये left as it is, no change. FeSO4 plus Cu. If the metal is more reactive, only then it will react. Okay. Copper with silver nitrate. Copper with silver nitrate, yes. Copper nitrate, it gives you and silver comes out. Silver is less reactive than the copper. So you can find out this. Okay, and if you want to create the compound, that you have to use the table. That's it. तो उसके लिए टाइम तो देना पड़ेगा आपको. You need more time. That's it. हो गया. देखो आपका कॉन्सेप्ट खत्म हो गया. ओके, द थिंग्स आर डन. तो हम लोग ये क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करेंगे इन शॉर्ट टाइम. पहले देखते हैं आगे क्या है. रिएक्शन विथ, हाँ ये लास्ट पार्ट रह गया है. रिएक्शन विथ मेटल एंड नॉन मेटल ये है. नेक्स्ट वन, द रिएक्शन का कॉन्सेप्ट देखते हैं. इसके क्वेश्चंस क्या है. वाई सोडियम इज केप्ट immersed in a kerosene oil. Sodium metal, as we have seen in the very first reaction with the oxygen, that it readily react with the oxygen in the atmosphere, and it may react even with the moisture, that is water present in the atmosphere. So that's the reason it's a very vigorous reaction, and it might catches a fire as well. So that's the reason the sodium is kept in the kerosene, immersed in the kerosene. Okay, so that away from the contact with the oxygen and the moisture of the atmosphere. That's it. Sodium comes in the topmost reactivity series, so it is very reactive. One can say the reason. So the sodium readily react with the oxygen present in the atmosphere, and as well as moisture present in the atmosphere. So there is a chance that the vigorous reaction between sodium and oxygen, sodium and moisture catches a fire. Therefore, sodium is kept in the kerosene oil. Okay, away from the contact with oxygen and water, or maybe moisture. Write the equation for the following reaction. Iron with the steam. Iron with the steam, Fe2O3. It gives you Fe2O3. Please remember, iron with the steam, H2O gas. We have already written this reaction. Calcium and potassium with the water. Calcium, Ca with the water. Actually, it's a Ca with the water gives you hydrogen, hydroxide. That is CaOH twice, and hydrogen is been liberated. Oxygen के hydrogen के साथ react होता है. Okay, and hydrogen liberate होता है. Remember that. Potassium also react with the water, gives out hydrogen, and hydroxide is formed. Alright, KOH plus H2. Balancing आपको पता है. Third one, sample of 4 metals A, B, C, D are taken and added the following solution one by one. The result is obtained have been tabulated as follows. मेटल A, B, C, D, पता नहीं क्या मेटल है. आयरन सल्फेट है, कॉपर सल्फेट है, जिंक सल्फेट है, सिल्वर सल्फेट है. देखते हैं. नो रिएक्शन. ओके, डिस्प्लेसमेंट मतलब कॉपर इज रिएक्टिंग विद इट. कॉपर सल्फेट गॉट डिस्प्लेस्ड. ओके, जिंक सल्फेट ऑल 3 नो रिएक्शन. सिल्वर नाइट्रेट फर्स्ट वन का रिएक्शन है, बाकी को नो रिएक्शन. यहाँ पे बाकी CND नो. CND इज not at all showing any kind of reaction almost for everything except the silver nitrate. चलो देखते हैं. Use the table above and answer the following question about the metal ABCD. Which is the most reactive metal? Okay, the reactive metal कौन सा है इसमें से सबसे ज़्यादा reactive जो displace करेगा. Okay, जो displace करेगा in iron और मे बी कॉपर, जिंक एंड सिल्वर के किसी भी इसको डिस्प्लेस करेगा. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा जो डिस्प्लेस करेगा वो होगा most reactive substance, most reactive metal. तो according to me, as per the reactivity series is considered, देखते हैं. काशीनाथ का माली आलू ज़रा फीके पकाता है, कौन है आगे आप. ठीक है, तो आयरन सल्फेट, तो यहाँ पे है आयरन सल्फेट. आयरन सल्फेट इज बीन डिस्प्लेस्ड बाय बी. यू कैन चेक दैट. आयरन सल्फेट इज डिस्प्लेस्ड बाय बी. दैट मीन्स जो बी मेटल है ये Fe के ऊपर है. ठीक है. व्हेन इट कम्स टू कॉपर सल्फेट इज बीन डिस्प्लेस्ड, देखो लो, ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. A डिस्प्लेसेस द कॉपर सल्फेट, है ना. द A इज डिस्प्लेस्ड बाय द कॉपर सल्फेट. दैट मीन्स द A is above this, but it is not showing any reaction with the iron. That means below iron, right? So among this Pb and H, Pb only maybe the A is, है ना. A जो है ये Pb है, लीड है. B जो है ये डिस्प्लेस कर रहा है किसको, आयन को ही डिस्प्लेस कर रहा है. इसका मतलब क्या हो गया, ये उसके ऊपर का है. तो मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि B is more reactive, or you can say the most reactive metal among all these. What would you observe if B is added to a solution of copper sulfate? If B is added to, B जो most reactive है, and if you add it to the copper sulfate solution, of course it will displace the copper sulfate, the copper from it, तो displacement होगा, right? Because it is going to be above the इसके तो above है, ये तो very clear है. Arrange the metals A, B, C, D in the order of decreasing reactivity. Decreasing reactivity मतलब सबसे पहले होगा B, B के नीचे होगा of course A के नीचे होगा C, as we can see the reaction here, only reaction, and उसके नीचे होगा D सबसे नीचे. So this is how we can write the metals. That's it, very simple, कुछ ज़्यादा difficult नहीं है. Which gas is produced when dilute hydrochloric acid is added to the reactive metal? Of course, hydrogen gas is released, liberated when acid react with the metal. तो ये तो hydrogen है. Write a chemical reaction with the ion reacting with dilute H2SO4. तो FeSO4 and H2 gas is liberated, and balance करने की ज़रूरत भी नहीं है, इतना easy है. What would you observe when zinc is added to the solution of iron sulfate? And write the chemical reaction that takes place. Zinc is added. Zinc is पहले देखना होता है कि देखो आयन सल्फेट है, ओके, FeSO4 है, एंड जिंक इज एडेड. तो जिंक ज़्यादा मोर रिएक्टिव है कि आयन ज़्यादा मोर रिएक्टिव है, ये चेक करना है. तो काशीनाथ का आपका इक्वेशन देखो, काशीनाथ का माली आलू ज़रा फीके, देखो यहाँ तक आ गया. So zinc is more reactive. Yes, the reaction will take place. So FeSO4 plus zinc gives you ZnSO4 plus Fe. That's it. So yes, reaction will take place, and this way the reaction will take place. और अभी what you observe, what are you going to observe? देखो सबसे पहली बात तो FeSO4 ग्रीन कलर का होता है, और ये जो है ये कलरलेस होता है. तो when you add zinc in it, सबसे पहली बात तो यू विल फाइंड सम आयन पार्टिकल्स कलेक्टेड एट इट डाउन एट द बॉटम, एंड ZnSO4 the solution becomes green to colorless. So this is what the observation is. The solution is going to become green to colorless. Okay, remember that. That's it. It's so very simple. कुछ ज़्यादा difficult नहीं है ना. तो that's it. आपका टॉपिक ऑलमोस्ट देखो खत्म हो गया. यहाँ पे लास्ट पार्ट रह गया रिएक्शन विद मेटल एंड नॉन मेटल. मेटल एंड नॉन मेटल का रिएक्शन का मतलब क्या होता है, जस्ट ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. देखो मेटल होते हैं पॉजिटिवली चार्ज, दैट मीन्स इट इज़ रेडी टू गिव इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, एंड नॉन मेटल्स होते हैं नेगेटिवली चार्ज, सो इट इज़ रेडी टू डोनेट और रेडी टू रिसीव, रेडी टू गेन द इलेक्ट्रॉन. सो व्हेन द इलेक्ट्रॉनिक और इलेक्ट्रॉन transformation or electronic donating and gaining is done, in such cases the bond is formed, and इस bond को हम लोग बोलते हैं ionic bond. Okay, so let's talk about the ionic compounds or ionic bond. The metal और non-metal combine to give ionic bond. जो metal and non-metal में bond होता है उनको बोलते हैं ionic bond. Okay, so how is that bond is formed? Bond is in sense they decide to live together. It's like that. So I can give you one electron, you give me one electron, and they decide okay they can be together, like sodium chloride. When sodium and chlorine comes together, sodium जो होता है Na, it has got one electron in the outermost orbit, and chlorine has got 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7 electron in the outermost orbit. I'll just go for the cross here, right? Now to complete its octet of the chlorine, the one electron is required, and that sodium ready to give. Why sodium is ready to give? Because sodium also is frustrated with this one electron because it is alone in the outermost shell. If he gives that electron to the chlorine, his remaining orbits will become complete. Like sodium is 2, 8, 1, and chlorine is 2, 8, 6. Oh, sorry, 7. So if sodium gives away this electron, then it will have its all octet complete. And similarly, chlorine takes this electron, then it also have its outermost orbit complete. So they decide this particular bond, and it is called as an ionic bond. Okay. So in this, why it's called as ionic bond? In this bargain of giving electron, sodium becomes Na plus, and chlorine becomes Cl minus. That means it will have extra electron, therefore it has got negative charge, and one electron is gone from the sodium, therefore it becomes a positive charge. right? And that's what we call as a ionic bond, because ions are formed, and that's what is nothing but called as a NaCl. Easy, simple, direct. Okay, you can read about the ionic bond. Ionic bonds are a bit weak in nature, though we have to learn this ionic bond and another type of bond that's called as a covalent bond in the next topic, and we'll see the difference between these two as well in the next topic, not in this topic. But one should understand about the ionic bond and electronic dot structure. You can check here, a extremely important part of your ionic bond. Okay, ये reaction वगैरह कुछ नहीं है, it is just one should understand about this particular structure. क्या है? इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डॉट स्ट्रक्चर और इलेक्ट्रॉन डॉट स्ट्रक्चर. तो मैंने अभी जो बताया था वो सोडियम का एंड क्लोरीन का वही चीज़ है. ये सोडियम becomes plus and it gives the one electron to the other one, chlorine, and it forms NaCl. Okay, so that's what we call as a इलेक्ट्रॉन डॉट स्ट्रक्चर. वैसे ही MgCl2 को, MgCl2 का हम लोग देखते हैं इलेक्ट्रॉन डॉट स्ट्रक्चर. Mg के ऊपर 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स होते हैं, प्लस क्लोरीन के ऊपर कितने हैं? ऑफकोर्स क्लोरीन के ऊपर 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. ओके, तो क्रॉस करते हैं. तो आई थिंक यू आर वेरी क्लियर हियर कि इसमें से एक इलेक्ट्रॉन क्लोरीन को चाहिए, बट स्टिल देर इज 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन, एंड नाउ दैट इट विल बी गिविंग टू द अनदर क्लोरीन आइटम. ओके, another chlorine atom, right? And this form, because 2 chlorine atom get combined and the bond becomes MgCl2, जो यहाँ पे दिखाया गया है. You can check that. Okay, and this structure is called as a electronic dot structure. You have to remember it. तो यहाँ पे आ जाएगा Mg+2 and क्लोरीन के 1 3 2 टाइप्स. ओके, बिकॉज 2 ऐसे आइटम्स है, तो अकॉर्डिंगली इट बिकम्स MgCl2. तो इसको बोलते हैं, यानी ये इसको बोलते हैं इलेक्ट्रॉन डॉट स्ट्रक्चर. तो मेनी टाइम यू आर आस्क्ड टू ड्रॉ टू शो इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डॉट स्ट्रक्चर. कुछ एग्जाम्पल के लिए मैंने और भी लिए हुए इलेक्ट्रॉन डॉट स्ट्रक्चर. यहाँ पे है, देखो, राइट, द इलेक्ट्रॉन डॉट स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ, राइट, द इलेक्ट्रॉन डॉट स्ट्रक्चर फॉर सोडियम, ऑक्सीजन एंड मैग्नीशियम, and show the formation of Na2O and MgO by transfer of the electron. तो ये रहा आपका इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डॉट स्ट्रक्चर. देखते हैं, सोडियम का होता है Na, सिंगल एक ही होता है. ऑक्सीजन को 2 कम होते हैं, -2 होता है ऑक्सीजन, तो 1 2 3 4 5 6, यह रहा ऑक्सीजन का. मैग्नीशियम का, Mg का 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स दे सकता है वो, तो 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है. ओके, ये आपको टेबल में मिल जाएगा, कितने इलेक्ट्रॉन कम है कितने इलेक्ट्रॉन ज़्यादा है, ये टेबल में मिल जाएगा. ओके, याद रखो, या फिर यही आते हैं, तो डोंट फॉरगेट इट, याद रखो. Na2O, अभी देखो ऑक्सीजन के लिए हमें 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन चाहिए, तो देखो ऑक्सीजन है ना, तो Na कैन गिव अस 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन. तो ये रहा ऑक्सीजन, 1 2 3 4 5 6. तो ये ऑक्सीजन का एक तो मिल जाएगा, लेकिन 7 हो जाएगा, और एक चाहिए, तो और एक Na लेते हैं. ओके, एंड देन दिस कैन गिव अस द इलेक्ट्रॉन. तो 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन हो गए, तो दिस गिव्स अस Na+2 एंड ऑक्सीजन के 8 इलेक्ट्रॉन कंप्लीट. ये डॉट 2 फिनिश्ड. कितना सिंपल है, कुछ नहीं, एडिशन एंड सब्ट्रैक्शन करना है और कुछ नहीं. दैट गिव्स यू Na2O. ठीक है, तो ये पहला हो गया. MgO देखते हैं. Mg में कितने हैं? 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, प्लस ऑक्सीजन में कितने हैं? 6. 2 मिसिंग है, तो ये 2 मिसिंग ये दे सकता है. दिस गिव्स यू Mg+2 ऑक्सीजन 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स ऐड हो गए, तो ये हो जाता है MgO. दैट्स इट. सो वेरी सिंपल, एंड आपका टॉपिक यहाँ पे हो जाता है ख़त्म. देखो कितना सिंपल टॉपिक है, कितना ईजी है. लेकिन येस, वन थिंग इज़ देयर दैट यू हैव टू प्रैक्टिस दिस. ओके, तो प्रैक्टिस करो. प्रॉपर्टीज़ ऑफ आयोनिक कंपाउंड्स एक बार देख लेते हैं. तो इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल, इंटरेस्टिंग एंड रिक्वायर्ड है. यू विल बी आस्क्ड अबाउट इट. Properties of ionic compounds. The compounds which are ionic, they have got ions in it. They are crystalline solid. Okay, they are hard and crystal, like same. Keep NaCl in front of you. Okay, and you will come to know they are soluble they conduct electricity in a solution form. They're soluble in water rather. Okay, then they have high melting point and boiling point. Okay, they have high melting point and boiling point because the ionic bond जो होता है बहुत strong होता है. Okay, compared to any other bond, ionic bond is very very strong because directly electron donate होते हैं, so they are very strong. Okay, and it requires really a large energy to break the bond. Okay, when you want any substance to boil or melt, you actually need to break that bond. उसको bond को break करके ion में convert करना पड़ता है, and that's why it has got high melting point and boiling point. जो आपका salt है, it has got really very high melting point and boiling point, right? समझ में आ गया? These are the very very simple properties of ionic compound. तो बस आपको ये PDF रीड करना है एंड आपको कॉन्सेप्ट डन हो जाएगा. तो अगेन एक शॉर्ट में रिवीजन कर देता हूँ मैं सारे मेटल के रिएक्शंस, हम लोग यहाँ पे स्टॉप कर देते हैं. तो एक वन गो में मैं मेटल के रिएक्शन आपको बता देता हूँ. मेटल विथ ऑक्सीजन गिव्स यू मेटल ऑक्साइड. दैट्स इट. इट्स ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज अ बर्निंग. First reaction. Second reaction, metal with water, liquid state में, hot हो या cold हो, it gives you metal hydroxide plus H2. Never forget this H2. ठीक है. Metal with water, that is gaseous form, गिव्स यू मेटल ऑक्साइड. याद रखना इसको, मेटल ऑक्साइड होता है. स्पेशली आयन के लिए ये रिएक्शन पूछते हैं, जिंक के लिए पूछते हैं, मैग्नीशियम के लिए पूछ सकते हैं, एंड ऑफकोर्स बाकी रिमेन सेम लाइक अ वाटर. ठीक है, दो हो गए. थर्ड वन, मेटल विथ एसिड, एनी एसिड, HCl, H2SO4, इट गिव्स यू मेटल सॉल्ट प्लस H2, सेम लाइक वाटर. दैट्स इट, कुछ है नहीं. ठीक है. फोर्थ वन, वी हैव सम मेटल ऑक्साइड्स प्लस H2 वाटर के साथ डिजोल्व होकर मेटल हाइड्रोक्साइड बनाते हैं, MgOH, COH, हाइड्रोक्साइड्स बनाते हैं. दीज आर कॉल्ड एज अल्कली मेटल्स. अल्कली बुलाते हैं बिकॉज दीज आर नथिंग बट सोल्यूबल बेस, देयरफॉर वी कॉल्ड एज अल्कली मेटल्स. ये 4 है, याद रखना, सोडियम, पोटेशियम, मैग्नीशियम एंड कैल्शियम. ठीक है. नॉर्मली बाकी मेटल्स आर नॉट डिजॉल्व इन द वाटर, अदर देन दिस 4 नॉट डिजॉल्व इन वाटर. सिमिलरली कुछ मेटल ऑक्साइड्स है, मेटल ऑक्साइड्स आर बेसिक इन नेचर, बट कुछ मेटल ऑक्साइड्स है जो एसिडिक भी होते हैं. ओके, एसिडिक भी होते हैं, बेसिक भी होते हैं. तो दोज आर नथिंग बट 2, aluminum oxide and zinc oxide. Those are also called as the amphoteric nature of the oxide. Okay, so why are they amphoteric oxides? Because they have basic nature as well as acidic nature. You have to write the reaction. तो वो reaction clearly याद कर लेना. ठीक है, aluminium and zinc के. ठीक है, बाकी तो easy है, ज़्यादा difficult नहीं है. And last is nothing but displacement. तो salt of metal A plus B gives you salt of metal B plus A if B is reactive. B is more reactive than A. That's it. हो गए आपके सारे रिएक्शन, finished. And last point that what we discussed in the remote ionic bond. Okay, and electronic dot structure. That's it. आपका ये आइडिया या आपका ये टॉपिक हो गया खत्म, finished. ठीक है, कितना इजी था ना. थैंक यू सो मच. बाय बाय. सी यू नेक्स्ट टाइम विथ सम क्वेश्चंस बेस्ड ऑन दिस पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक. आई विल बी सेंडिंग दिस PDF टू यू. ये तो किया हमने. Occurrence of the metal and extraction of the metal has been cancelled from your syllabus. It was a good part, very good topic it was, but it has been cancelled from the syllabus. Alloy and all, prevention from rusting, corrosion, I think it is there for your syllabus. तो ये हम लोग चेक करते हैं अभी. एक्सट्रैक्शन प्रोसेस इज बिन कैंसल्ड. ठीक है, तो corrosion देखते हैं क्या होता है। देखो, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट है, वेरी वेरी नेसेसरी है टू लर्न अबाउट करोजन, द वर्ड करोजन। रस्टिंग एंड करोजन में बहुत बड़ा डिफरेंस होता है। देखो, रस्टिंग मीन्स व्हेन अ मेटल रिएक्ट विथ ऑक्सीजन वी कॉल्ड एज रस्टिंग। लेकिन करोजन क्या होता है? व्हेन दिस रस्ट विल स्टार्ट ईटिंग अप द मटेरियल is called as a corrosion. Eating up the material, like iron start reducing after a while when it react with oxygen, when it react with kept open moisture, open in the air with the moisture, in presence of moisture, you will find that the iron metal is been eaten up by this particular rust, and that's called as a corrosion. All the metals are not corrosive in nature. Okay, all the metals are not corrosive. Like aluminum is not at all corrosive. Zinc is not at all corrosive in nature. Why is not corrosive? What happens is, let us understand. Once you understand that, things will be bit easy for you to understand कि exactly corrosion क्या होता है. देखो, try to understand. This is iron metal and this is, imagine, a zinc metal. तो iron metal का जो if it is exposed in the air, it will start. This is Fe and this is zinc. It will start, reacting with the oxygen and it start rusting. तो ऐसे रेड कलर आ जाता है, इसके ऊपर Fe2O3 का रेड कलर आ जाता है. ठीक है. नाउ दिस रेड कलर, एंड यू विल फाइंड दैट आफ्टर वाइल दिस आयन इज रिड्यूसिंग, ऐसे रिड्यूस होना शुरू हो जाता है. ओके, ये रिड्यूस हो जाता है. ओके, धीरे 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 इट स्टार्ट बीन ईटन अप बाय दिस पर्टिकुलर वन. बट व्हाट हैपन्स टू जिंक? Zinc metal, surface metal, is also going to react with the oxygen. It reacts with the oxygen and it forms a layer, a thin layer between metal and the oxygen, the atmosphere, and that acts as a insulator, that acts as a barrier, and it won't allow the further metal to react with the oxygen. Okay, so this layer on this particular zinc material of zinc oxide, ZnO का layer बन जाता है. That ZnO layer, it's non-corrosive layer, so it won't allow further metal to react with the oxygen. So that's why the zinc becomes non-corrosive. समझ में आ गया corrosion का difference? समझ में आ गया? तो rust तो होता ही है सब कुछ, but things will be corrosive or it won't be corrosive, that depend. तो यहाँ पे एक simple सा experiment है to know about rusting. So what rust? Okay, so is it possible that substance will rust in only water? So if I keep the iron only in the water, will it rust? Trust me, it won't rust. Okay, you must be thinking कि no sir, water में तो rust होता है. Okay, let me tell you, water में rust होता है because there is a oxygen dissolved in the water. You know that the oxygen is dissolved in the water. So dissolved oxygen in the water will react with the iron and then that will rust. But if there is no oxygen in the water, only water cannot rust the iron. Cannot rust the iron. तो इसलिए हमने A, B and C ये 3 टेस्ट ट्यूब लिए. टेस्ट ट्यूब A में क्या है? वाटर है and there is some air in it. Okay, you can check that. So the water is up to here. You can see water is up to here and there is air inside it. So surely oxygen is there and presence of moisture, we have the nail rusting. Okay, nail will rust. तो B में क्या है? देखो, B में there is a water, there is a layer of oil above it. This layer of oil will prevent this air to enter into the water and the nails are kept. Let me tell you, these nails will not rust. They are not going to rust. ठीक है? Because to rust, iron need the moisture and oxygen. Okay, so condition for any iron particle or iron article to rust is nothing but it need moisture and oxygen. Okay, so is it only in dry air the iron won't rust? Yes, in a dry air, like here is a dry air, these are the calcium chloride, you can say, which will eat the moisture, which will absorb the moisture. such substance is kept here, and the iron nails are kept. So it is a very dry air because the moisture has been absorbed by these crystals here, down by this crystal CuCl2. So this dry nails, a dry atmosphere, the nail won't rust. So rusting ka condition is very simple. It need moisture as well as oxygen as well as air. ठीक है, so that's it. It's simple thing, rusting. I hope you understood. Corrosion का difference समझ में आ गया. So these are the preventions for the rusting. That means how can you prevent iron articles, especially iron articles, because we have so many things made up of iron. So that's the reason we think only about the iron now here in this case of corrosion part. So rusting that can be prevented by painting. Okay, applying oil, that means it reduce direct contact with the oxygen and the atmosphere, atmospheric water. Galvanization is a process of layering a zinc metal on the iron article, especially metal sheet are been galvanized. ठीक है, तो galvanization क्या करता है, जिंक का एक लेयर चढ़ा देता है, एंड दिस जिंक is non-corrosive in nature. I hope you understood. I don't say that zinc won't react with oxygen. Zinc is non-corrosive in nature. So what happens is this non-corrosive in nature zinc forms the oxide and it actually protects the iron as well. Tin plating, chromium plating, the same. Alloying is one of the way which is used for reducing the rust. Especially you can say that stainless steel, the steel present in your kitchen, the steel utensils are all alloying. Okay, and they won't rust. Okay, they don't rust at all. You must have observed that. Okay, so stainless steel is an alloy of chromium, nickel and iron. Okay, and that's how it won't basically rust. So it's a costly method, but still alloying is a very good method. Especially aluminium objects, in case of आपके घर में aluminium object like non-stick pans, डोसा जिस पे बनाते हैं, तो that can be the aluminium. तो उसके ऊपर एक thin layer of aluminium oxide का चढ़ाया जाता है, जैसे zinc oxide का होता है वैसे thin layer of aluminium oxide is also non-corrosive in nature. तो accordingly it will protect the aluminium as well. That's it. ये क्वेश्चन रीड करना, ये मैंने ऑलरेडी बता दिया है कि हाउ इज जिंक प्रोटेक्ट द आयरन. What is alloy? You can read it. It's easy. We have learned this before this as well. Brass, steel and stainless steel. These are the few different alloys you can say normally getting asked in the paper. तो remember that कैसे क्या बनता है. Okay, that's it. हो गया आपका. That's it. So I'll be sending this PDF to you. We might study the questions as well. थोड़े बहुत questions है, ज़्यादा नहीं है. So we might study this, but this is about extraction of the metal. Okay, not about corrosion. तो corrosion का बस part आपको करना है, and your topic is done. Thank you so much. I think that's enough. Bye bye. See you in the next topic.